Good morning everyone. I'm just on the outside today, just basically finishing off the last of the rendering, so apologise for that bit camera movement. So today I've just lined up this wall, just finished it off, and I forgot I had a bit to do up there, so I've just done that right now. So that's a bit wet. This lime's going off really nicely, and just give you a heads up as to what this looks like at window level. There you go. So all finished off and limed. So 99.9% of the roundhouse exterior is done. Yeah! So I'm really pleased with that, and I'll just give you another view from the entrance. So that's the entrance, and that's just panning round to the right. That's the wall I've done today and just finished off, and that wall I did yesterday. I'm not sure yet. I'm not overly convinced I'm going to keep this wall. I might not, as I say. I'll probably let the family take a look at this, but I've got an idea of potentially getting some pallets and just laying them horizontally, and literally just button them up together, just put a skin on the outside, and then just sand that back, that wood, and then treat it with wood preserver rather than painting it with lime. But I might go with that option. I'm not sure yet. I'm not 100% convinced I like this wall. Certainly the bottom of it looked fine at the top once that lime render's gone off, but as I say, I'm not too sure with the bottom. But that will do for the moment. That's certainly serviceable. So what I've done today is, as I say, I've lime rendered the outside of that, gone all round the top, near around the window, and as you can see, I've done that column there on the left. This is nice and wet. This one I did yesterday and the day before, and today I've just put a skirt on along the bottom there, put a coat of lime all down the bottom there, and I've also just sort of sanded back the toilet door. I just need to skim over that again just a little bit more, just to even it up a bit. But the batteries have gone on my power tools, so I can't do that at the moment to finish that off. But as I say, that wall's pretty much done. I just need to do round the top up there, a bit of lime. I'm going to leave it for the moment because I did the bottom. I should have done it the other way round, but that's the way I do things. So I'll let that dry off for a day, and I'll probably tackle the top there tomorrow with the ladder. I shouldn't hit the bottom there, that should be okay. But yeah, this is coming on really good. So this is the chicken bone wing, I like to call it. That timber there, and that's just another side. So I just walk around, let you have a look. That's a light on it today, it's looking really nice. I gave these windows a clean the other day, so they've come up a lot better. And surprising how much dust and debris was all over those, both inside and out. So I've done most of these windows, cleaned them up, and this wall looking really bright with the lime on there. And that's pretty much finished. Just got a few plugs to put in, and that'll be done. So it's great. Really pleased to finally get the exterior sort of sorted, and quite happy with that. As I say, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep that wall. I might end up just getting a load of pallets, chopping them up and putting them crossways, because I'm not too sure about that wall. It looks fine on the inside, but not there, and I think that lets it down a bit, but that's my opinion. So I'll let the family take a look at that and see what they think. So that's all done. Just got a little bit of touching up to do. just round here and there. I've just knocked that piece, but things like that I'll just touch up once it's dried off a little bit more. It's soaking wet at the moment, and basically what I do is I put it on, leave it for sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, come back, give it a brush just to even up the lumps and bumps. I mean, the cob doesn't is not exactly perfectly flush, each log. There are one or two that stick out, slightly odd, but I wanted a little bit of an oddity there. And then that's this corner here, it sort of blends round like that. So I've got some debris up the top there. I'll just brush that off in a minute, and I'll just finish off the top there. So windows in, well, this is all pretty much done really. So next stage, I've got a few things to do on the interior. I've got a couple of logs here. This one's probably 5 meters long, and I'm going to use that for part of the roof bracing. I've got another log there that's probably about 4.5 meters long. Again, I'm going to use that for roofing on the interior. And I've got another V-shaped log cut, which is just sort of wedged between two trees. So I'll pull that over. So that's the side, looking pretty lumpy, which is what I wanted it to look. So it's got plenty of character. And yeah, just coming in on the inside. So my next step really in here, I've got several things to do. I've got to build this stubby wall for the bathroom, and I might just get cracking on that, and probably start that today actually. No, I can't, because I haven't actually brought the door down. So first things first, I need to actually bring the door down first before I tackle that one. But I think I need a break from rendering for a bit, so I'll probably peel some logs, get the scaffolding in here, and get it braced up. But before I get the scaffolding in here, I need to cut the logs off the ends of the roof line at the top there, so I need to remove those and trim those off. So yeah, a few little things to do outside, but not much really more to do. And yeah, render's drying off really nicely. Got one or two cracks here and here, just up there, nothing major. And, but I think I've got a few more cracks here and there, primarily because I've been banging around outside with hammers and stuff, so the line doesn't really like that sort of abuse, and it just sort of shakes the timbers all round, because at the end of the day everything's interconnected, so it will just vibrate through the roundhouse. So yeah, not much more to do in terms of exterior work. Next thing to do, as I say, is get those logs peeled, and then I need to start sort of bracing up the roof, just tie it all in together. I haven't done that before because I just wanted to get this place watertight, and also I wanted the walls up just to protect me from the weather, because we've had some really awful weather this year, especially rain. So the plan is to peel those logs, get them up in the timber, or get those timbers up in the roof, and really tie the roof together and put some more supports in for the plywood, which will eventually support the turf roof. So I'm going to need quite a bit of logs, I reckon, to go at the top there. We've got some big spaces to fill. That'll be fun. I'll get the scaffolding up in here, so that'll make it a lot easier. But essentially most of the logs, or the timbers that I'm going to be using, are going to be typically anything up to sort of 3-4 inches in diameter for the roof, and they're just going to be screwed in from another timber either side, just to pull it and brace it together. And I'll put a load more triangulations in as well, just to support the roof loading, because I reckon with the turf on the roof and with rain, probably not far from a ton of weight, potentially more. So it's really important I pull the roof together. So essentially the roof is a freestanding structure, rather than trying to pull itself apart and putting a load pushing outwards for the pillars on the roundhouse. I think that makes sense. but I might have to review that before I put that opinion online. But I think that's what it is. So the idea is that the bracing supports the roof and creates a structure, as I say, that is essentially self-supporting, and theoretically that will hold itself up rather than relying on the pillars and pushing the pillars outwards. But I won't know until I start whacking a load on. I haven't got too much movement in the roof so far because ultimately all the lime render would be cracking all over the place. Certainly in areas around the tops there'll be a lot more cracking if there was a lot of movement, and to be honest, there's only cracking where there's been a bit of shrinkage in the drying process of the lime. But yeah, that's it. So I'm really happy with this. Next stage, I need to sort of think about putting the stove in, so while it's dry, got a few days of dry weather coming up, so I may even man up and try and bring the stove down, but I think I'm going to need some help. So the idea is I might put it on the floor where all that debris is over there. The reason why I like it there is it's relatively close to the ground, it's not raised up a metre above the ground. The floor there is a little bit wonky, but I'm going to build a little platform to stick the stove on so it's nice and perfect. And then because it's on this side, or potentially will be on this side of the roundhouse, it's relatively low, that part of the roof. But bearing that in mind, I still need to take the top of the chimney above the roof line. So there will probably be maybe a good 1.5 metres of chimney sticking out of the roof, and then I'll have to support that as well, so that's something else I need to think about. But you do one thing and then it opens up a can of worms, something else. But yeah, that's it. Just give you another look from the outside. There we go. It's all done down there. And this is it today. Really pleased with that. Feels like a massive achievement. And the thing is, the roundhouse looks quite big when I'm standing outside, and I guess because it's raised on this level it does make it look more imposing. But there we go, that's the size of it. Well, that's it for me today. I'm just going to go and brush up around the fresh render just to tidy it up a bit, and I'll sort out that bit around the top, but I'll be back tomorrow and start on something else. And yeah, getting done. Talk to you soon. Take care.